The values placed on different environments are contested, and conflicts may result between different uses. Contest is our second theme. Choices will have to be made between protecting some areas and letting others go. For instance, by protecting old haul marshes, another important habitat, salt marsh, found on the other side of the wall, may soon disappear.
Well, we're still on the sea wall at the moment, with salt marsh seaward, agricultural land the other side. What we've experienced in recent decades is an accelerated sea level rise, which has led to increased and rapid erosion of the salt marsh that we see here today. Salt marsh is fundamentally important for two reasons. For us as nature conservationists, it's very important because it's such a unique habitat. It's becoming a very threatened habitat. In the last 30 years, 1,000 hectares of salt marsh has been lost from the Essex coast because of this accelerated erosion. It supports a variety of unique plants and in turn wildlife, so we're very concerned as conservationists by its loss. Salt marsh is also important to the Environment Agency because of its effectiveness as a flood defence mechanism.
But this natural coastal defence is being eroded away in many areas.
In front of us here we can see some of the saltings on the Blackwater estuary, which are looking seriously eroded. The problem is we've got rising sea level forcing the salt marsh against this hard sea defence, and it's really got nowhere to go. It's being squeezed against the sea defence and being lost to sea level rise principally. But on the converse of that is that this important seawall is protecting this superb coastal grazing marsh, so that's the quandary. Do we allow the salt marsh to migrate onto the nationally important grazing marsh, or do we protect the grazing marsh with the seawall? Those are the sorts of issues that we're interested in here. But looking very long term, if the walls remain at their current height, then it may well be that Old Hall will be untenable as a grazing marsh. Difficult to say how long that it might be 50 or 60 years, but what we need to do is decide whether we're going to raise the seawalls and spend the millions of pounds that that'll cost to protect the SPA, or whether we're going to replace the SPA somewhere else. The problem we've got is that it's taken 400 years for it to form, and it would take the enclosure of a bit of salt marsh and leaving it for 400 years to recreate it. So it's going to be very, very difficult. Fairly easy to do the birds on a bit of agricultural land with some water, but impossible to put the plants and the invertebrates back realistically.
Loss of precious grazing marsh may be unavoidable, but it may be possible to respond to the loss of salt marsh by replacing it elsewhere. Schemes of coastal realignment or managed retreat have been successfully undertaken at a few sites on the Blackwater, but many more schemes will be needed to compensate for the losses.
Well, there is a scheme that we have planned here at Abbots Hall known as coastal realignment, whereby we're planning to breach the wall in 5 places along our 3-kilometre frontage to the Saltcote Channel in order to recreate 150 hectares of intertidal habitat. So we're looking to replace the area which is rapidly disappearing on the left hand side here, on the right hand side which is currently in arable production. And looking across here, you can see we've already got a line marked on the field, which is where we anticipate the water going on the highest of the spring tides. So we're looking at new areas of salt marsh recolonising this area in years to come and replacing the habitat which we're seeing lost here.